Hey YouTube, it's been a while since I posted a video. I actually don't know if my last vlog's still up by the time this is being recorded. But I kind of just wanted to talk about today about what it's really like when you spend your whole entire childhood trying to be successful, trying to chase money, and really just trying to lock in and grind and honestly lose your childhood because all you do is work. And now personally for me, I'm speaking for myself here. I've grown up in a pretty rough situation, if I will say so myself. My parents are in severe credit card debt, and I never really noticed the effects until probably when I was 14. My parents always were just a regular middle class family. We bought this house in 2020. We bought it for around $300K in Florida, which is where I live. Which, if you don't know, that's really cheap. that's extremely cheap for a house, especially in my area I'm in. And my parents were able to buy a house in 2020. I'm getting bit by mosquitoes out here. Parents were able to buy his house in 2020, and then really ever since, though, we've been on a financial decline. For some context, I came here when I was 3 years old to the United States. I'm a U.S. citizen now. My parents came here obviously with nothing. They started a commercial cleaning company, which doesn't make too much, and they just work regular jobs during the day. Both my parents, they work 2 jobs. So growing up, and my whole time growing up, I've just always lived without, kind of just being by myself and being on my own, and just used to not really seeing my parents because they're always out working. And I wouldn't say it's ever really affected me, but it's always been an absence that obviously is always there. And around 2020, I will say, a little bit after COVID, around 2021, 2022, I started trying to get on online business. I started to see the effects. If I would ask for something, my parents honestly had to tell me that they don't have the money for it. And it's just, I would see in so many different ways, parents stressing about bills. And honestly, lately it's been as worse as ever. But back in 2022, I finally started online business. I was probably around 11, 12, actually. I was probably 12, 13 years old when I started trying to do online business. And ever since then, honestly, I haven't had much of a life, to be honest. Well, but I haven't. I started online business, started off with normal thing as everyone else. Started off trying to drop ship. Then I tried to get into Discord selling. Then I tried to get into everything you could think of, honestly. I also started my own clothing brand when I was about 8th grade. I am now a junior in high school. My margins were shit, but I was able to generate revenue, and that was not really my first taste of online money, but that was kind of my first taste of online money. I had the clothing brand. I ended up dropping it because the margins were shit, and then right around September, my freshman year, I ended up being able to create a content agency, making around $3,000 a month. I was getting about $350 a week from one client. I was getting about another $2 something from another client. I don't remember exactly, because now that's just a distant memory. Long story short, I ended up getting scammed by both of the clients in the day after 4 months of working with them, and they owed me thousands of dollars, which I was never able to get. But I was still able to make a good amount of money for myself. But I was obviously a freshman in high school. I didn't know how to manage my money. I didn't know how to be smart. I didn't really see the position my parents were in. I was just spending my money on dumb shit. I was doing things I shouldn't have been doing. And honestly, yeah, I just ended up blowing everything there. I never really focused on scaling. I just made a lot of dumb mistakes. I was just being a dumb teenager. And then later on in my freshman year, around January 12th, I ended up getting hit by a car as a pedestrian. A lady was drunk driving. I was coming home from my friend's house. Lady was drunk driving. She ran a red light, and she ended up hitting me. I almost died. I was in the hospital for a day or two. I have my entire back and spine fractured. I suffer from leg pain every day. Honestly, it's really affected me forever. I can't even do normal things anymore. I can't even play basketball if I wanted to like that. I mean, I can, but my neck will end up hurting. I can't lift heavy on back. It's just, I can't sit at my desk for too long, for a couple hours, because then my neck will start to hurt. It just really affected me in ways that it honestly shouldn't have as a 16-year-old that I am now. And at the time I was 15. Of course, I was able to sue, and I have a little bit of money waiting for me when I turn 18. Which, with that money, I honestly just plan to just put a down payment on a house and just, get a house as early as possible. But I really want to talk about kind of the position I'm in now. That all happened a while ago. My parents have always been struggling, and then, it's gotten really bad over these past 2 years. My parents are now in a mountain of credit card debt, and my parents are down negative $1,000 a month. And thankfully, my sister has been able to help them out sort of a little bit, so their deficit's a little bit smaller, but my parents are honestly just in a really tough spot, and it's really affected me. I turned 16 about like nine months ago. Actually, I don't know how many months, but last December of 2024. And of course, before, I'll obviously have my responsibilities and everything, but once I turned 16, I had to, basically, I have to pay for everything for myself. I have to take care of myself. I'm basically on my own, and it's really a lot of pressure, especially for being so young. And to be honest, it's a lot, and I have to worry about what I'm gonna eat at night, because my parents, they don't have money they can send me. I can't ask them for anything. Like, for example, if I ever need gas, it's on me. If something happens to my car, it's on me. I need to pay for it. I need to pay my insurance. I need to handle my tolls. I had to handle everything, literally everything in the book. If there's, I'm saying, if there's nothing to eat, nothing to make, and I don't have money at night, I'm starving. I just have to starve that night, and it's honestly really hard. I'm obviously 16. I've been able to generate a good amount of money doing home service, enough money to sustain myself, and obviously have a little bit left over. And it's honestly just really hard. It's just so much pressure. I feel like ever since I turned 16, obviously now I had to spend way over $1,000 a month just to sustain myself and just survive. It's really just honestly taking a toll on my mental health, just everything about my life, and it's hard. It's hard because I have to, of course, if I need clothes or something, I have to go pay for it. If something from school, I have to end up paying for it out of my pocket. Like anything, I need to end up paying for it out of my pocket. Like, I have no one I can depend on. Sometimes my grandpa has helped me out, and honestly, like, if it weren't for him, I don't know where I'd be. My grandpa has helped me out in times where I needed it. This summer, I was able to generate a good amount of money, so obviously it was just a grind. I can't have fun anymore. Like, I had to spend all day, I had to work all day, I had to, you know what I'm saying? I had to just grind all day, and it's just a lot of pressure being 16, and you know, it's honestly ruined me over time. You know, I've always at a young age wanted to be successful, I want to be rich, I want to do all this. And then because I'm so locked in, I'm so focused on trying to get this one goal, I really don't have friends anymore. I ended up dropping all my friends, really, because all they wanted to do was party, all they wanted to do was drink, all they wanted to do was this, and I want to be successful, I want to be rich. I was hanging out with my best friend all summer. Sadly, he's off at college now. I don't have him anymore. We would work home service during the day and stuff. We'd hang out a little bit at night, or we'd go golf for a little bit. And then at night, I would work on my own business ventures, my consulting firm, and trading as well. And yeah, it's basically my life. Sometimes I would hang out with my girlfriend. I would wake up, work, go golf or something, and then get home at night, you know, make food for myself or buy food for myself. And I'd go home, lock myself in my room, and just work again, or maybe some nights I would go over to my girlfriend's house. And yeah, and honestly, it's just, the grind has honestly ruined me, you know? The grind has ruined me, the grind has completely taken away my childhood. I can't even I'm not happy anywhere. I'm not happy at my house. My house is very complicated. My grandma has dementia, and you know, gets aggressive and other things. You know, it's not a good environment for me. I have an older sister, but my older sister is very rude, especially to me. And you know, my parents obviously have it hard, but even when they're home, you know, I feel like they just really try to take everything out on me, even though I just try to help myself, if you know what I'm trying to say. So, life's just been hard, but it's alright, because we always work hard, we always work harder. And of course, I was putting in the hours every single night during summer, get home from going out, hustling my ass off all day in the sun, before the sun, and get to work, get to my online businesses. I'm trying to make something of myself, and now I'm in school. You know, I've been able to generate about 2 to 3K on a trading funding, and I ended up blowing the funding this week. I had a bad trading psychology week. It's because, again, like, I have to survive. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, I need to hit my consistency rule. Like, I need to hit my minimum trading days. Like, I need to do this. Like, I need to make money. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, I ended up blowing it. And it's honestly just difficult, you know? I have to rely on myself. I've basically no one. Best friend went off to college. I have a few, like, good friends, I would call them. But yeah, I have a few good friends, but really and truly, my circle's small. It feels like I have no one. And I really just grind. Like, that's it, you know? And the amount of pressure, by the way, my parents did all the credit card debt to themselves. They did everything to themselves. And, you know, I feel like I'm just facing, you know, I'm obviously being impacted by the decisions that they made for themselves. Obviously, they're struggling. They can't help me out on anything. I have to go out there. I had to help myself. I have to worry about myself. I have to survive for myself. And I'm also focused on trying to make it, trying to make it out, you know. Not trying to make it out, but, you know what I'm saying? I'm really focused on trying to get rich, you know. Just investing in myself, investing in my businesses. The amount of time I have has honestly, I don't have time for much, to be honest. You know, I'm always, you know, I'm drained. And honestly, trying to get rich young has really just affected me, and I have no other choice. I have to get ahead. I have to get rich, or else like, for example, I don't have the luxury, like, my parents can't help me out for college. My parents don't have money. If I want to go to college, I have to pay that myself. Not that I want to go to college, but I'm just saying, like it's all on me. Like, my future is all on me. Like, I literally can't depend on anyone. It's just me versus me, basically. And it's hard. Even though I make a good amount of money, of course, like, my money evaporates, bro. Like, my money evaporates. Like I have to pay for meals. I have to pay for this. I have to pay for that. Like, my car is not really that cheap, so I have to spend lots of money on gas, and it's just rough, And I'm really just trying to focus on, bettering myself and just working hard. And again, back to my goal. I'm so consumed with this one goal that I haven't been able to focus on other areas of my life. So I'm just like I can't even sleep because, what I'm saying, like, my mom comes home crying that, that my parents don't have money. My parents come home crying. They don't know how they're gonna pay something. For example, I had no hot water in my house for 1 week because my parents couldn't afford to pay to replace it. And then my parents were able to get $500 to buy that water tank, and then my dad spent 2 days trying to fix it himself and lose out on pay. And it's just, I have no way to help out, and I genuinely hope I can get successful so I can help out my parents. I can help them out. I can help myself out. I can help everyone around me out. And it's certainly just not easy, This is not easy. It's just, when my mom comes home crying about money, when I see my mom literally having a breakdown because my grandma has dementia, she doesn't know what she's gonna do. She's not gonna have enough money in a couple months to put her in a home or put her to help her get care, and I can't do anything about it. I'm just powerless, and I work so hard. I've failed in online business for years and years and years and years and years, and I'm still trying to make it work, and I haven't been able to do it. And I know I put a lot of pressure on myself, but I put a lot of pressure on myself because I'm just in a different position. I need to do this. Like, I need to get successful. I need to be rich. I need to make 10K. I need to make 20K. I need to make 30K a month because I need to be able to support my family. And I really just want to be able to help out. And it honestly breaks my heart when my mom cries about money, because I know I love my mom to death, and I would do anything to help her, but I can't, and I can barely even help myself out. I can barely even help myself out. I'm still just trying to survive. If your parents can help you out, if your parents can support you, if you don't have much to worry about in your life, yes, work hard, try to chase your dreams and everything. Work as hard as you possibly can, but don't let it consume your entire life, because then at the end of the day, you're not gonna be happy. You're just not gonna be happy, because you're gonna be thinking about I'm not making, everyone, I see these kids doing 10K, it's crazy making thousands of dollars online and stuff, and I'm not there, and beating yourself up about it. And I feel like you just have to overcome that, you feel me? Cause it's just not easy. And when you let your whole life consume this one goal, just revolving around money. Money is just a very small part of the puzzle. Money won't make you happy, And personally, for me, I have no other choice. I simply just have no other choice. I have to do this. I have to do this to survive. But if you have a choice, Yes, like I said earlier, work hard, work stupidly hard, try to do everything to be successful, but don't let it consume you. Don't let it drain you. Just try to keep your balance, because if not, at the end of the day, you won't be happy, because you're gonna be comparing yourself to other people. You're gonna be beating yourself up about something, and it's honestly super hard. Only 1% of people probably get there. And at the end of the day, if you don't get there, you don't get there, as long as you tried your best. But personally, for me, it's just ruined me. Like I go around friends and everybody, I put a smile on, then I go home, and then when I'm about to go to sleep, I just stare at the ceiling. I'm like, wow, like my parents are in such a tough position, like I'm in such a tough position, like I can't do anything to help them. And I just look at my situation. I'm like, well, like, it shouldn't have to be like this. And it's honestly just really easy to beat yourself up about it, and honestly just get depressed about it. I'm not depressed, but it's very easy to get depressed about it, and just to let money overconsume you. So definitely, just when you're trying to get rich, especially if you're at a young age, just remember yourself that life's not all about money. But just don't let it consume you. And honestly, just try to focus on the inputs instead of the outputs. Because for example, I know that if I send 50, 100 DMs a day for my consulting firm, if I follow my training rules, if I do this, if I do that, and I do it every single day, and I just stay consistent, I backtest, I do all of this, and I stay consistent, I know that I will get to where I want to be. And it's really easy to get discouraged when I'm like, oh wow, I've been doing this for a minute, and nothing's come of it, and nothing much has come of it. It's very easy to get discouraged. So focus on the inputs and not on the outputs, and just don't let money consume you and consume your entire life, and don't revolve your whole life around money.